birthday present. It's a keychain. I use shrink plastic, so this is me, testing out because I never used it before. So I'm cutting like holes in it to see like how much it shrinks and what's gonna fit with the wire I'm using. Because I don't really know. I never used this before, so I'm testing it out. I use a hole punch and a sewing pin. That's my ice maker. And the thumbtack. This is 2 a.m. But yeah, so I was just testing it out and seeing, what's gonna work. I'm also testing out what markers and art supplies are gonna work. So I used Expo marker. I'm not really sure why. It was just there. Now I have colored pencils, my Prismacolors. These were actually the best result for this shrink paper. Spoiler alert. But I haven't used them with regular paper in a while, so I don't know, it's just hard to use for me, but it worked fine. Now I'm using washable markers because, why not? I got those at the dollar store. It didn't come with black, so I had to use my own. And now I'm using one of those multi-pens, 10 in 1. Just why not? I don't know what's gonna work. I'm just kind of testing it to see for future reference. And now I'm using alcohol markers. These are my favorite to use, on paper. So, also, what am I doing? Now I'm doing, the outline colors, because I didn't know it's gonna work. And now I'm cutting them up so we can bake them. So it's set online, 325 for 3 minutes. So I'm waiting for it to preheat, but here's a closer look. Colored pencil, washable marker, Expo, multi-pen, and of course alcohol marker. So once it's preheated, we're gonna put that baby right. We're gonna put it right in, nothing ever happened. And it said 3 minutes, but it baked really fast. I shut the door and 10 seconds later it's shrunk. So I'm what the heck? Because I thought I'm gonna wait 3 minutes. It was already finished. So I was what the heck? There's my chopstick because whatever. And the toaster oven's a little dirty, but whatever. It's more of a harm to us because I'm baking plastic in there. But yeah, they turned out really good. I was not expecting that. Also, I was eating egg rolls because I was hungry. But yeah, they turned out really well, really nice. I was surprised by that. Yeah, colored pencil is the automatic winner to me, but and that's how small they are for reference. A penny's worth. Expo turned out okay, but why did I use Expo marker? There's only 3 colors and colored pencil is the win. The rainbow section is kind of hard to blend nicely, but I don't know, the black and white, it blended pretty nicely, so I don't know what happened, but it worked out. The washable marker, it kind of looks like watercolor to me. I don't know. I like the effect, but not for this job. And the multi-pen, I was just why not? And it turned out, pretty good. I'd probably use that in the future. The alcohol marker, it's kind of washable, but it's easier to blend. That's the whole appeal when using it with the regular paper. It's easy to blend because of alcohol. But yeah, overall success. And then here's my test piece, because I really didn't know what it's gonna be like once it shrunk down, so I just wanted to test it out. Here's me measuring it. I think I took a measurement. I don't know, this ruler is weird, so oh, okay, it's 0.42 inches if you wanted to know. It's 1 by 1 inch. The hole punch is the only one that really worked because the other ones were too small for the wire. Yeah, that's the wire I'm using. The hole punch is a little too big, but like it's the only one that fits, obviously there. So I fixed it in the future though, because I didn't really like how big it was. But the Sharpie and the Prismacolor, the outline, they turned out really well. So I was glad to see it. And also the pencil turned out well too. I was kind of surprised by that. I wasn't expecting that. But I also wanted to test, will the pencil erase after it's been baked? It's kind of important. And the answer is no. No, it does not seem to erase. So that's strange. I think I'm like baked in. I think so, but that's good because more variety. I don't have to worry about that. But another thing that was I had to watch out for was when they bake, they can kind of warp. Like if you just let them bake and don't touch them. So what I ended up doing, because this project I need like really flat pieces, but I ended up taking like a folded up piece of tin foil and kind of like smushing it down once it came right out of the oven, so it's like still warm and it cools flat. So press it like on like a flat surface so it becomes flat, and that worked. But just something to keep in mind if you want your pieces to be flat. I wanted that, so I had to do that for the final product. So now I'm on to like the other half of making the keychain, and I decided to pick out some gemstones, some nice rocks to go along as little charms for the keychain. I have them written down. I got them on Amazon, so I don't know. The labels were kind of weird. The blue is a cat eye stone. I don't know what that is. The turquoise is green adventurine. Yellow is topaz. The red is a red coral. The white is a white crystal, whatever that means. And purple is amethyst. And I ended up adding more in the end, but we'll see that later. So what I ended up doing to because I wanted it to be like a metal kind of chain look. So I ended up taking one of the loops and bending it to be straight, so I can loop the crystals and gemstones through it. And this is a lie. I did not do that by hand. I used pliers. That's kind of it's just simpler to edit. That it makes me look stronger. But yeah, I did that for all the crystals. I kind of looped them through, just to get them started. Yeah, cool. All right, so now I'm straightening it out like completely flat, just to give me like a baseline, kind of just to get started. And now I am folding over the ends to make loops, so I can hook other metal loops that I had, so that they can fit on the chain. So I did that for all of them. And yeah, I fed the regular loops through the gemstone so they can, you know, fit on the chain. But now I am getting ready to draw for, you know, the regular designs. Here's the patterns I was deciding on. I did this all freehand, so it looks a little strange, but you know, I wanted, you know, water polo ball. I wanted Snoopy and Woodstock, and like a heart and daffodils because they're birth flower, and a 4-leaf clover, and also like the vine that Bailey has on her tattoo. And then this is what like I wanted the colors for the gemstones to be. I was thinking about that. But yeah, just, you know, just to fill it out, kind of. I didn't really know what colors to do. But now I'm on to drawing. Right now I'm drawing the 4-leaf clover. And this is pretty accurate of just how I draw in general. So if you're curious how like I draw postcards or like any of my art, this is pretty much how it goes. But yeah, I started with the outline, then I kind of erased it, just like so it wouldn't like bleed or like blend with the colored pencils. But that ended up not really mattering because it didn't affect the end product. But now I'm going in my Prismacolors. Just kind of getting a baseline, and then I do an outline and like a darker green. Just add in detail. Yeah, so I don't know. Just adding color where it seems right. I don't know. Now I'm doing my iconic bold outline with my Prismacolor. It was not ever meant to do that, but I lost like one that was supposed to do that. So I literally just like started using the chisel tip, and now like the front of the chisel tip is like flat because I use it all the time. But I probably need to invest in like a better quality one. But now I'm drawing like the outline of where I'm gonna cut and like where I'm gonna place like the hole punches. Cause you know that's important. You need to figure that out. I didn't like figure out the order in which I wanted it to go in, so I kind of like messed up like which design gets like 2 versus 1 hole punch. You know, which one's gonna be like the end cap and which one's gonna be like in between. So I kind of messed that up. Also, I messed up this part because I added acrylic paint. I don't know why, because I had a white like paint pen, but I decided to use acrylic paint, which doesn't work because when you put it in the oven, it's not gonna shrink. So I don't know what I was thinking, but you know, whatever. So like I said, I used like a regular hole punch, and like that was fine, but it was a little too big, so I wanted to have like a smaller one. So I bought a smaller hole punch, so it just fits like nicely around like the wire I was using. So that's why I decided to get one. I think this one, it's like, I think it's half of it, because the regular one is 1/8, I think. Hold on, wait. Yep, it's 1/8. Okay. And then this one's 1/16. So like it's bigger than the thumbtack, which is what I wanted, and smaller than the regular hole punch. And it actually came out pretty good because it's it did work. And yeah, I measured it. That's how big it is. I'm not gonna do the math because I'm tired. But yeah, I wanted to show you how good it was around the wire. Like the regular hole punch is fine, but like I just wanted the clean look, you know, more professional. Even though like none of this is professionally done, you know, it can still look professional, you know what I mean? It still has a little bit of professionalism. But see, it's more snug around the wire. I mean, obviously because it's smaller. So, you know, that's great. So I decided to use it for like my hole punches on the shrink paper. And yeah, it turned out really well because, you know, look at all these beautiful designs. I have, you know, Bailey's tattoo. Very nice. I decided to add this charm because why not? An extra. Then we have the daffodils, the heart, the water polo ball, and the 4-leaf clover. And I also have a special design just for Bailey. Of course, we have to have Snoopy and Woodstock. And you know, I was gonna do like a freehand drawing, and I'm like, that kind of looks weird. I don't know. I don't want it to be like, you know, I want to stick to like a design that works already. I don't want it to like ruin the keychain. So I'm back at the toaster oven, ready to bake up another batch of plastic. Delicious. Yeah, so I did like the smaller charms on like one thing. And okay, you're gonna see how freaking fast it like shrinks. Ew, look how dirty that is. But yeah, look, it's already shrinking. It's like been like what, 3 seconds? And then boom, shrunk. Already shrunk. And then yeah, look at the acrylic paint. It's literally, it just flaked off. But yeah, it turned out really well. I was surprised by that. They're a little curled, so that's why I went back in with the aluminum. But now Snoopy goes in, and this is a bigger piece, so it's like gonna curl up more. So this is why it's more important to smush it down. But they all came out great. Look at that. None of them, you know, were destroyed. And that's how big it is. Again, do the math yourself. Yeah, there's a little like weirdness, like smudging and like colored pencil like stuff. And yeah, that paint is gone. And then you can kind of see the pencil sketches. Okay, you can see I misspelled Bailey's name. Okay, but I was, you know, I was in full design mode. I was literally just placing them out, and I didn't even realize till the end, like, oh, I spelled her name wrong. But this is the first keychain, like, prototype that I was going for. I think it's really cute. And then this is the second one, you know, very nice. They kind of, I like how they match, you know. I don't know how they matched. I didn't plan for this, like I said, so I really don't know how I ended up there. But now I want to do something a little more extra. So one side is like shiny and the other side is like just matte. So I didn't really like that look. I wanted it to look nice, and I also wanted to have like that textural feeling. So I decided to use epoxy resin. Alright, welcome to my garage. This is where I'm gonna be starting the thing. Make sure to have well ventilated if you're ever gonna do this. I don't know why you would. But now I'm gonna spray because I believe the acrylic doesn't stick well to like shrink plastic. So you have to have like a spray like barrier to kind of like help the epoxy stick on. So that's what I'm doing. This is also what I do to all the postcards, if you're ever wondering. This is exactly what I do. But I usually do it outside. It was raining that day, so yeah, I had to do it in the garage. So then I come over to flip them over and do the other side and spray them. But yeah, it turned out really nicely. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, now it is time for the resin. I never used resin before, so this is interesting. And this is epoxy resin, so... And also I hate the freaking lid. You have to stab it like an ape just to get it open. But yeah, you have to pour equal parts in each cup. And this one you stir. Oh, there's like a little static. I don't know. This one you have to pour it in like a third cup. I don't know why. I follow the directions. Like, I don't want to mess this up. There's a freaking Bailey's present, okay? I'm not gonna mess it up. So I follow instructions. So I pour each cup into the third cup, and I stir them together. 3 to 5 minutes, it says. Actually, I probably could have gone away with less time because it's a small amount. I just thought of that. Oh well. But yeah, I was a little bit nervous because there's like some bubbles, a lot of bubbles actually. So I was like, oh, is it gonna like be okay? Because I don't want it to cure with a bunch of bubbles. Also, this one said to stir in a 4th cup just to make sure there's no streaks. But yeah, so now I'm putting the resin on, and I found it's easiest to like kind of spread a thin layer just to like, you know, put all over and like define where the edges are. So that way, like surface tension physics, you pour in extra resin and it doesn't overflow. I mean, usually, if you get the surface tension right, but you know. And yeah, I did all of them and they turned out really good. And also, I mixed too much resin. I mixed too much, like, for both sides, but I'm like, wait, if I'm doing both sides, it's going to cure, so it's going to cure in the cup too. So I don't know why I did that. That was a big oopsie. But you know, they turned out really nice, really shiny, and nice texture. There's a little bit of like weirdness, like if you didn't add enough epoxy, it would kind of like shrink away from the edges. But like overall, it's like pretty much like okay. And you know, I just like the textural feeling of the epoxy. It's like kind of like a bubbly kind of thing. I don't know. I like it. So I hope Bailey likes it. And then also it came with gloves. These gloves sucked. And then I had to do the same thing, this time less, for, you know, the other side. And, you know, we're back to, you know, mixing up that resin. I should have used UV resin because you have to wait like 24 hours for it to cure for epoxy resin, which isn't ideal. I should have used UV resin. I didn't think about that. But, you know, whatever. It's for Bailey, so who freaking cares? But yeah, they turned out lovely. Oh wait, I didn't pour the epoxy. Okay. I'm pouring the epoxy on the other side. And this side, I kind of messed up when I flipped them. I think I added too much for the smaller charms, cause some of them kind of like poured over or something, or like, I don't know, they weren't lying flat too, because, you know, the other side was kind of like wobbly because it already had epoxy on it. It wasn't like a flat surface. So I think that also contributed. But, you know, overall, it was okay. But yeah, I put them to my little plate for them to cure overnight. And they did not great. Because, okay, some of them like poured a little bit over, so that little like residue on the other side. But some of them turned out really good. They were really good, shiny. But I had to polish, so I used my dad's Dremel tool. I didn't know he had this. He said it's from my grandpa, but you know. Anyways, I'm using like a sanding, like a fine sanding, and then I'm using like a polishing wheel. And I decided to do this in on that spare like chunk of epoxy that I wasted for the first half of the charms, just to make sure, because I didn't want to freaking mess up my charms. I spent freaking days on. So that's me sanding it, kind of, you know, seeing how I guess I already polished it. It did not work great, I think. Oh yeah, so then I have like, I don't think this is meant for epoxy. I think it's meant for glass or like something like that. But you know, that's the only thing I had, so I was like, why not? And I had to, you know, rub it on and for like 3 minutes. Yeah, freaking annoying. And it didn't even end up working, so I was like, what the heck? So then I was like, okay, well, I'll just like kind of like soften the other side with the polishing wheel, and it did freaking nothing. So you know, that's great. I'm glad I brought out the Dremel tool. But also, when I said I overpoured, like I kind of overpoured into the hole, so I actually had to Dremel into the charms to get the hole back. But also, this freaking bit, it was not big enough. It kept falling out. So I asked my dad, and he's like, oh, just put tape around it, and then it'll fit. It's like, that's good enough. But you know, be careful, guys, because that can freaking fall out and stab you in the eye, so wear protection. So here's me reenacting me drilling the holes because I might have forgot to press record. But you know, it was pretty much exactly like this, and I drew into that epoxy resin block. It comes in handy, guys. And look, they came out so good. Shiny, beautiful. I was so surprised. But there's still like like weird like scuff marks, whatever, who cares. This is prototype 2 of the charms. So I did all of this and I added another gemstone. I think it's, what is it? Indian agate. That's what it is. So now I get to put it all together. It's finally coming together, guys. This was so exciting. I did this literally today. I'm recording this right now. So I put it all together and it looks freaking cute. Look at that. And I did it with the other side. I also added another charm for that one. It is a cat eye stone again for that green piece right there. So put it all together again, you know, repeat, and look, cute, so cute. I can't believe it actually worked. And then I gave Bailey like a big like jump ring, because I don't really know what she has, but you know, it looks so good. I'm so glad it came together. Welcome to outside. This is my backyard. I thought, you know, why not film like a closing video? It's a bunch of cars. Why not film like a closing, you know, sort of thing out here? It's a nice, beautiful day. It surprised me because it was raining this whole freaking week. So it's a very lovely day. You know, I hope you enjoy the beautiful ambiance because, you know, this is Bailey's birthday, okay? It's a very special day. So why not have a special location? The keychain turned out so good. I'm so surprised because I did not think that I could do it. I didn't think it would look great, but it looks really nice. Hopefully none of it breaks. After it ships to Bailey, you know, it's on her what happens to it. But I think it looks really pretty, so I hope you enjoy it, Bailey. It was really fun making this for you. Might have a little Christmas gift coming your way, because I did not send out Christmas gifts. It's like I made like confectionery things and they either got destroyed or melted or they just did not taste good. So, you know, I was so done for Christmas. So, you know, Merry Christmas, friend. I hope you enjoy this. It's a secret. You don't know what it is here. You have to open it up. You probably already did if you're watching this. I wanted to close out this video with a story of what Bailey has done for me on my birthday because, you know, that's very special to me. I think it was senior year. Bailey messaged me and she's like, "Oh, happy birthday. What kind of cake do you want?" And I was like so surprised because, I don't know. And it was, it was a little rough period in my life. So, I was just struggling a little bit. But Bailey freaking, she showed up to my house. She brought me a freaking slice of rainbow cake. So, thank you for that, Bailey. That's still one of my favorite, gifts someone's given me. I don't know, it's just really nice. I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot. So, thank you for that, Bailey. And I hope I can, give you the same kind of satisfaction with my gifts. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you had a freaking happy birthday, a day full of fun and, no stress. And I say that because, I kind of missed sending this out before, your birthday. But that's okay, because, things happen. What do you expect? It's me. I'm always late to birthdays. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you learned. I hope you learned how crappy my artwork is. And, I hope you enjoyed. Happy birthday to Bailey. And, thanks for watching.